Moment of truth. Hi, my name is Dyngherren and this former toilet is my DIY dungeon. Today I'll be taking on building Zlosynth's new module Arplus, a quite advanced Eurorack Arpeggiator and Karplus-Strong synthesis voice combined. All small surface mount components are already soldered on, so it's just a case of putting on jack spots and buttons really. If you think I've missed something, please let me know. Let's get soldering. I have not prepared, well I've prepared in that I have the right equipment. I have a solder iron, I have thingy to clean the tip, I have the solder, and I have the wire cutter as described in the build manual. But other than that, I have not prepared in terms of reading the build manual before. I'm gonna try doing this as if on a normal build. And then it's the bill of materials. So let's have a look. Let's see what the parts are. That is really nice. Panel and PCB. Let's get rid of this. Right, oh yeah, and what's this? Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's four of these ones for the green pots. Perfect. Okay, that is all of the parts. Sorry for the mess. I'm in a very tight space. Let's get started then, I guess. Okay, power. Solder on the power connector. That's this guy. And this one right here. That's the power one. And I'm just going to double check that I'm not stupid and it's not on the other side. No, it's on that side. Perfect. And now I'm just going to put on my soldering machine. Oops. That's now powering on. A funny note is that Peter from Zlosynth used to have the same soldering station thingy himself before, so that's kind of fun. I got this one from Maplins when they still existed. Rest in power. Let's get going. I mean, for me, when it comes to these like headers, I think it's easiest to just hold on to the pins that you're not hitting up and turn it around, and then just put a little bit of solder like this on one of the joints. Oops, hang on. Perfect, great. And then sort of make sure that it's straight. I'll have a look. It looks fine, and that looks like a decent joint. I can double check it just to be sure. Perfect. And now that is, when it's solid, then I can remove it, and then I start doing the other ones. I connected to there. So I usually just solder them quite quickly like that, and then I go over and just reheat to make sure I've got a decent joint. Oops, a little bit too much solder on there. Hang on. There we are, power pins on, and I am quite sure I have not screwed up on the first thing. It's on the right side, everything's good, perfect. And after the power, it's getting this guy, the Daisy patch submodule, onto it, and the manual suggests putting these guys on, the female pin headers. Is that what they're called? When they're like that, or sockets, pin sockets. Okay, they're on there. And then plug them into the PCB through the footprints marked as SM. Make sure to put them in the correct side of the PCB where all the four connectors are marked. So this is not the correct side. This is the correct side. They are marked SM, and the holes are not circled, rectangular. There we are. Okay, it's in. And the suggestion here is solder all the pins in, it just says. So I guess choose your own technique. I guess I'll continue with my technique, which is just hold on to it and then do, like, in this case, one solder joint there and one solder joint there, and then it will sort of stick well enough for me to put it down and get a decent. But yeah, anyway, I spoke with Peter from Zlosynth, and obviously he's based in Brno, don't know how that's pronounced, in Czechia, Czech Republic, and he notified me. I'm from Sweden. He notified me that there's still quite hard feelings because apparently during the last years of the 30-year war in Europe, the Swedish army, how do you say, put Brno under siege. They sieged it. They sieged Brno, and you know that's not nice. But eventually, Brno managed to defend himself and get rid of the annoying Swedes. So I'll put some numbers on the screen. I mean, it's like, thousands of Swedish soldiers dead, and or at least chased away, and not that many deaths on the Moravian side. So that's pretty good going. I mean, I'm not a siege expert, so I don't really know how those things goes. But anyway, I hope that the Swedish-Czech relations can be neutralized after doing this soldering here. Anyway, let's get the build guide up. I got that in. That looks fine. I don't know, maybe I should take it out now. Oh yeah. Solder all pins once done. Carefully detach daisy patch submodule to prevent it from getting damaged while progressing with the build. May be a little difficult. Pull each connector by millimeter at a time. The result is illuminated in figure 3. Can we see here? As these pins, the pin headers are soldered with SMD solder, there's a slight risk that you, like, if you bend it too much on one of the sides, you could accidentally have them loosen from the PCB. So you got to be a bit careful. I mean, it's not like, it's not terribly sensitive, but it's just worth bearing in mind. I'll follow his advice and go 1 millimeter at a time on each side. Let's see, that's about 1 millimeter on this side. And then let's do 1 millimeter here. Okay. Oops, daisy. My phone fell down. Ooh. There we are. Great. No one got hurt. Ooh. There, it sort of snapped out. I mean, it's fine. I didn't ruin it there. It was out enough on that side, so it's fine. But yeah, that thing can happen. Like, it sort of snaps out, and then you could accidentally bend it, and if you bend that, you could have the pads loosening there. That's not fun. I mean, it's fixable, but it's unnecessary. Great. 6. Front panel. Now, when all the internal parts are soldered, the next step is to assemble parts sitting in the front panel. Snap in the buttons. Place the 4 green, basically put all the crap in. And the order here seems to be buttons, green potentiometers, blue potentiometers, jacks, LEDs. So I'll just basically everything. Oh, I'll put it this way so it's actually the correct way around. Okay, great. On the PCB, it's marked whether it's a green pot or a blue pot or a jack. Obviously, the footprints are different for a jack than a pot, but anyway, they're quite similar. Blue pots and green pots. Okay, I'll just start putting in the blue pots. So this was quite tight, actually. What's wrong? It's nothing crazy wrong. I'm just bending one of the legs but a little bit. There we are. Okay. Perfect. These guys are in. It's nice. These are also those green pots without... Some green pots have a little thing here you have to bend off with the pliers, and that's a bit annoying because that thing always flies somewhere and you don't know where. And cool, now all of the jacks are in. Now it's just time for the LEDs. LEDs are obviously sensitive to polarity, so we got to check that we get that right. Let's see if he has written something in the manual or if there's any marks on the... Okay, shorter legs go near the line. That's really nice. There's one thing I don't like with DIY kits is when LEDs are not marked properly on the board. But yeah, okay, now we know short legs near the line, and the line is this way, so that's simple and nice. Pretty certain that the next step is now to put this one on. I'll double check this in a minute, but I think that's the right thing, so I'm just gonna do it without checking. That's how crazy I am today. This can be a bit fiddly, getting all of the bits right. Okay, a button is touching somewhere. Which button is that? I need something to just poke it with. Whoopsie daisy, so many things here. Great. Let's see, is it this one? Or this one? Oh, it's this one up here, maybe. Ah, it was the one at the top. Okay, cool. That's all through. Buttons are through. And I'll just see what the manual says before doing anything else. But I'm pretty certain the next step is to screw things on. Great, put the LEDs. Now, when all parts are in, carefully put the front panel on them. Be patient, aligning all parts so they fit through holes. If they are not getting through, use tweezers to align. Put washers on the pots and jacks. Great, now we're going to have a little bit of classic fun of putting that in. Oh, I have a special tool for this, which is really nice, but it's in a box over there, and as the LEDs on the back here... Oh yeah, I got this guy. I'll put... Got this one, got it from Thonk, but I think it's from Exploding Shed originally. It's just sort of like a screwdriver, but with a special thingamajig that can tighten... what are they called? One of these things you put on a bloody jack. Hang on. I can put them over there so I can reach them. Oh, careful. And tighten things. Great. Okay, we need washers. Let's do things in the corner so it's more stable. And again, just sort of for stability, I'm going to take a pot this time instead, just so that it's sort of attached on all the sides. And I have a special tool for that as well. Where's that? There it is. This one I got from WGD Modular, DIY guy who does stuff. I don't think... Well, he has a website, but I don't think he sells through the website. You have to contact him on Instagram. But it's just a sort of 3D printed thing that gets the nuts in, which is really nice because obviously you don't want to scratch the surface of these nice panels. Perfect, that's in. And with this one, it's really simple. Anyway, that's it. Okay, buttons seem fine. These are, well, not super tight, but you know, it's not hubcaps. Cool. And now it's time for that fun bit of getting the LEDs in line. And obviously you should have masking tape, and I should too, but for some reason I haven't bought masking tape. But what you do is you get, how do I do that? You get the bloody LEDs out of the holes. Maybe I'll do that upside down. You won't see anything. Sorry about that. So I'm just sort of adjusting the LEDs so that they are sticking out of the holes. You can't see anything there either, but there we are. They are out. And now I'm going to take, in this case, my nice sticker here from my cassette label, Chronophonica, and attach it to the LEDs and the, what's it called, panel. Oh, sorry, I'm sweaty. It's really hot in here. And because, I mean, it's what's it called, anodized aluminium. Like, it's not printed, these text, so it's not gonna, I'm not afraid of the text coming out. But yeah, so can you see that? I've put that on there, which keeps all of the LEDs in place, and they are nice. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then it's just time to start. Well, let's check the manuals to see that I'm not stupid and forgot something, but I think it's just time to now solder everything in. Secure the panel, blah, 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 tape LED, confirm that all buttons can be easily clicked and returned, yeah. Once all the components are placed correctly, move on to soldering. Soldering all the potentiometers and jacks. Yeah, so obviously with potentiometers, they have these like 3 bits, 3 here, 3 terminals here, which are for the, where the actual voltage goes through. And these ones are just connected to ground, and they are there for stability. With the ones that have nuts that are screwed in, like the green pots here, I mean, you really don't need to solder these guys in, because it will be good enough. And I find I tend to not solder them in, because you never know, maybe in the future a pot gets dusty and you have to replace it, and then I think it's more likely that a pot gets dusty than that is going to be so much stress on the solder joints here that these break. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's my sort of gut feeling anyway. So that's what I usually do. However, with the blue ones, I usually put in these ones as well, the ones that don't have nuts. We'll see. I'll start with this. Ooh. Hang on. Oh my goodness, I made a mistake. One of the pins of this jack is not through the hole. I mean, you can see here. The best thing, of course, would be to take everything out and like undo that solder joint, take it out. But I think I can just bend it into position here, because I can't be bothered taking everything off. There we are. And then squeeze it through. Okay, that doesn't look great now, but it's, you know, it's fine. It's just that it's a bit bent. It's just a shame with this really nicely, everything's so nicely designed, but no one's going to see that. But yeah, good. That's a good thing. Make sure that all of the bloody pins are out. I obviously didn't, but to be honest, I think that's the first time that's ever happened to me. Serial number 585. That's cool. I presume that means that there are more than 585 of these guys. Which, that's quite a few. Okay, some buttons left here. Okay, let's just double check. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's just do the buttons now. Okay, don't want to ruin Peter's name here. I'm just gonna. Oh, got LEDs left as well, of course. I mean, okay, I'm gonna disobey the instructions and put solder on these blue ones. Because I think that they are... I don't want them to have too much. I mean, the blue ones could sort of, if they bend a bit back and forth a few times, they could sort of loosen. Okay, these guys as well. But I'm gonna skip the green ones. I'm not gonna do these on the green ones. And I'm not doing them, as you can see, I'm not putting a lot of solder here. I mean, these are not electrical connections, they're just there for stability, so... And I don't want to overdo it because, again, sometime 10 years from now, maybe the pot is dusty and I want to replace it. And then it's just easier getting them out if they're not soldered. There, perfect. Okay, they're all in. And this is there. Let's just do the LEDs now then. And then after that, just have a look at all of the soldering. See how that looks. Okay, I might be cutting these a bit too high because I got sort of stuck with the one. Yeah, they're a bit high, but it doesn't matter. Like they're just gonna sit under this Daisy sub patch module anyway. There's nothing sticking out there. They're not gonna touch anything. But usually I would cut closer to the joint on these guys, but cool. And then let's take this one off. Ooh, I hope I don't... Was right? Yeah, ooh, that looks good. Poink. Okay, a little bit of tape residue there. That's a good reason to use proper masking tape and not a sticker, but I will use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and remove that. That will be fine. Great. Gone. A little bit left there at the bottom. Looks fine to me. Okay, then I'm gonna carefully put this back on, because there we are. And there we go. Visually inspect all solder joints. So actually in the instructions here it says connect the Daisy patch submodule and then check the solder joints. So you might as well check the solder joints before you put this on, because obviously there are solder joints underneath there. So that's a small note for the manual to be updated, perhaps. I'm just going to turn that off. Okay, always connect power with the system off. Verify the red stripe on the ribbon. Oh yeah, ribbon cable. Here we are. Ribbon cable. Get rid of this bloody sticker. And we got the red stripe there, and it says red stripe there, minus 12 volts. So we connect it like that. Oh, actually, and I want to test it. Before I connect it to my case, I'm going to use this little mini mini power supply to test it. Okay, we got the red stripe down on this power supply. Okay, moment of truth. Let's plug it in. It's not lying on any metal, no. Power's on, and I can choose thingies, so everything seems to work. I mean, I'll plug it into the case now instead, so I can test it properly. But I know it turns on and it doesn't smoke. There's no magic smoke, as they say. Great. So that's that. That's done. Just love playing with this resonance, and obviously like the resonance playing with that is I say like a bit playing with the feedback on this delay. And just want to stress at this point, I still never changed the bloody arpeggio. I think this sounds great. I can't wait to actually delve into understanding this module and, you know, using it a little bit more deliberately. Please remember that I've just plugged it in and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sort of pushing the knobs that I think sound nice. Strings, I guess. Okay, I'll figure that out. Okay, that I think was a pretty nice first test, even though it was not much. Lovely stuff.